Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Entropia content. Sorry, I'm recording very early in the morning for me anyways. Last night, had a late night. Got to see the guys from work at our games night. Now, just a couple of us got together. We stayed outside most of the time. Now, I think our lockdown rules are allowing small gatherings of a couple people, but I'm not even sure these days anymore. Alright, now I gotta try to remember which one the Lesser Elijah was. Let's try Loyalist. It is! Woohoo! So here I was worried about my memory completely failing, but no. It's still going a little. Still kicking. Now, yesterday was a pretty intense day, and I just had some really intense dreams before I woke up. I was up all night last night watching Mike Tyson's podcast again. Alright, let's get the crafting mission started before I begin stories. Now, what kind of Entropia news do I have? I should start with some of that too. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Alright, I have 364 clicks of Lesser Elijah. That should be enough to complete the mission. I guess I don't need any of that, so I should cover that. Leave that. Make sure we turn globals on. Whoops. Now, even though I had the games night with all the guys, and even though it was the 2-year anniversary of cannabis, I managed to stick through with the Sober October. It was pretty good. To be honest, the only thing I was really tempted was to drink. I just had a half a 2 liter of pop. Man, what a waste. That half a 2 liter of pop really made me pack on the weight. Should just drink juice. Oh well, live and learn. Alright, let's try the queue for a bit of the first clicks. Then we'll move in quickly because we're going to be finished the mission soon. Yeah, so yesterday, a bit of traumatic news. Found out that some of my friends almost died from the lockdown. I was like, holy shit. I was wondering that how many people are in really rough shape from the lockdown. You don't even hear about it because they don't talk about it on social media. No, the one guy, he was getting a severe kidney stone infection. I guess it grew too big to pass normally, so he had needed surgery to get it out. So he was in rough shape, like bedridden for 7 months, waiting for the fucking surgery because of the goddamn lockdown. Almost got infections from it and died. So eventually they got him into the hospital because like, shit man, this guy's gonna die if we leave him suffer for many more months. So they got him in and got it out, luckily. Surgery required and all. It's like, thank God he was okay, but I'm thinking, geez, the list of people that I know that almost died from the lockdown keeps growing and growing and growing, and it far exceeds any fucking list of people that almost died from the fucking virus. And I know people that work on the front lines of the virus, the hospitals, the old age folks' homes that even caught COVID. So I was like, holy shit, man. It's really, like, I was thinking of like some sort of analogy that you could put what the government has done. And they would say, one day, can you imagine if the government woke up, said that 1% of the population was dying from tobacco use. So the government has a plan to curb this. Their curb plan for tobacco use is that everyone has to stay at home and do heroin. Everyone. And why? Because doing heroin relieves pain. And then they'll relieve pain so they might not be tempted to do tobacco anymore. That's what the fucking government's plan basically is. They're taking something that has a 1% death rate and bumping it up to something that has a really high death rate. Like something around like 60, 70%. And then telling you that it's better. So it's like, man, I can't fucking stand the fucking lockdown anymore. It's literally almost killing me and my friends. And my family. So this is getting real serious real quick, man. If they keep coming to kill our family and friends, how long are we going to let them do it for? Before we fucking revolt against this goddamn government. Oh boy. But that wasn't even the worst of it. Well, I guess, yeah, maybe that was. So my walk home, because my bike's busted, had to walk. Oh shit, we're almost done all the missions. Oh, I only successfully crafted that 15. Never mind. So I was walking on the way home. I was thinking to myself, like, I'll swing by. I cut through some of the schools that I used to do plays at and stuff. Because when I was a kid, I used to do, like, the drama stuff, and we'd do plays for all the local schools. So I swung by my nephew's school. I looked at the door, and it had a whole bunch of the COVID signs, like, all the warnings and stuff, what you're supposed to do for COVID. So I went up to read them. Guess what? Couldn't read them. They're in Arabic. I was like, really? Isn't that kind of interesting? Not to be anything against Arabic people, but that was a real shocker to me, because that school is a Catholic school. And when I was a kid, you had to be Catholic or you couldn't go. They had strict rules to keep everyone like same religion and stuff. So right there I was thinking, boy, that's weird that they're taking not only Muslim students, but they've taken so many that they've changed all the signs to Arabic now. I was like, holy fuck. That's pretty shocking, no? Yeah, and then I was thinking the other thing they used to have the rule at our schools was you're never allowed to talk in your native culture. You always had to speak Canadian or write Canadian because it was considered anti-Canadian to not join the team of joining Team Canada. So they didn't want anything to do with the other cultures from Europe or anything. So I was like, isn't that weird? Not only did they change the religion rule, but they also changed the rule for expressing your own native cultures. Not that I think it's a good or bad rule, but I'm just like, holy fuck, man, this is the exact opposite of what it used to be just like a few years ago. I'm not talking decades here, I'm talking like 4 or 5 years ago. It's the exact opposite of what it used to be. Our entire culture was replaced. So I was thinking, man, maybe I shouldn't bitch too much. I should just learn to speak Arabic myself or Mandarin. Because I'm thinking those are the two dominant languages that are taking over my city. I don't know, I might have a better chance at learning Arabic. I tried learning some Mandarin, it's pretty tough. Yeah, so that was a little bit of a shocker. And then I was like, that wasn't even the worst part too. Is when I was finishing the walk home, I was fucking going through my high school parking lot. There's a bunch of heroin addicts all sitting around the fucking parking lot and then near the school's front door. Just fucking injecting, and then they started yelling at me like fucking swear words and shit. I was like, I just fucking ignored them. I'm like, yo guy, I actually started whistling. Just to show them like, hey guys, like not only am I not interested in talking to you, but I'm gonna whistle and pretend that you're not even here. If you're gonna be threatening to mug me, it doesn't bother me at all, because I'm just gonna fucking whistle like it's the fucking Sunday afternoon. That's the one thing I noticed with animals too. It's like you never fucking show fear to an animal. If you do, it'll attack you. But if you start thinking, hey man, I'm gonna make you into a leather jacket, then all of a sudden you notice the animals see it in your eye and they're like, okay, we're leaving this guy alone. Yeah, so I think the heroin addicts are like yelling at me to try to mug me or something, so I just kept walking past them. And I'm thinking, dear God, like, go ahead, try something. Nah, I shouldn't be bragging like that. I wouldn't want to fight homeless people. That'd be quite the nightmare. Not to mention the diseases you could catch just from hitting one of them. No, and they're people too, right? They're just going through a bad point in their lives, and hopefully they can manage to recover and get back to being respectable people, but... Alright, so let's see what rewards we got here. Now, a lot of my friends ended up becoming heroin addicts too. Some even died really young. I know a few girls that left like small families behind, like kids and all, because they died from overdosing. So it's definitely nothing to fuck around with. It's really quite sad. Yeah, and then to top it all off, couldn't believe... Well, I guess there's 2 more things to go. Alright, so I've never seen this ancient Greece female dress, so let's pick that one. Sprite leggings? That almost sounds different. I just want to make sure. Oh, it is Sprite leggings. Never mind. Alright, so dress. Hey, I've never seen that. Let's pick it. I'll check it out in the crafting machine in a sec. Alright, so that's that one. Let's continue the crafting. Oh wait. I was gonna say that's a lot of near successes. Ah, fuck. There was the good one. Oh well. Let's try one full one just for the hell of it. I don't have many clicks to waste on full. Yeah, so after I almost got mugged by the heroin addicts, I came by to about a block up away from my house, where my old best friend's house used to be. Oh god, come on. Is it too much? One success of a ped? No, so I came to my old buddy's best friend's house. We used to go to birthday parties, and his family lived here for many years. He actually used to go to our school, but I had a bad situation where, yeah, ashamed to even tell it. It's like my friend and his sister used to fight all the time. So one day when they were walking home from school, he was like bullying her a bit because they were getting into a fight. And then he asked me to do the same thing to her. I was like, man, that isn't very nice. And he's like, oh, don't worry, it's only my sister. So, for some reason, I didn't clue in. I'm like, yeah, just because it's your sister, man, doesn't mean that you should be doing that. So I kind of bullied her, not like that bad, but bad enough that when she got home and told the story about what happened with her brother and me bullying her on the way home from school, that the mother freaked out so much that she removed the kids from school and homeschooled them for the rest of their fucking time as students. So I was like, dear God, I felt ashamed. It's like, what a mistake to bully someone, and can you imagine ruining their whole family's time at school to the point where, oh man, striped carpet. I wonder if that's worth anything. I hope. Yeah, so that was really sad. I couldn't believe it that I screwed their life over that bad. And to top it all off, guess how much more I screwed them. They fucking, since they were doing the homeschooling, and they used to live like right near the school, they decided that it was too much temptation for the other kids to be around the other students or enjoying going to school. So they sold their house and moved away to the country and got a really like old farm in the middle of nowhere. And my friend did not take it well because like he liked being at school and having friends and stuff, and being isolated at the farm was like driving him insane. So I was like, dear God, man, I not only ruined my friend's life, but in succession was causing a whole series of bad events to occur right after that. Hey, two curtains, or two prints. So far so good print-wise here. Yeah, so people think of me as a saint, man. I've made some horrible mistakes in my life. I'm definitely no saint. So anyways, turns out after my best friends sold their house, can't remember how much they sold it for. Just interest sake, I'll say like they sold it for 80 or 100,000 or something. Like within the next year, the fucking property values in their city skyrocketed, and their house was like worth almost $1 million like the next year. So it's like, not only did I fuck them over for getting kicked out of school and getting my friend isolated way out in the fucking country, but then they had the fucking looming knowledge that the house they just sold for 100 grand was like worth $1 million the next year. So I was like, holy fuck, man. Talk about a chain reaction of fucking horrible shit. Now, my friend never really recovered from that. He ended up fighting with his family so much that he started walking from like the country all the way back to where he used to live in the city and hang out with his friends. And that walk was like, I don't know, 18, 20-hour walk. So it was like fucking, I can't believe he even made the walk. Yeah, so it was quite the fucking nightmare. Oh yeah, so when I got to his house, I went to look at it, and I was really sad the previous weeks because they decided to demolish his house. And he had the nicest house on the whole street, like one of those really old, big Victorian houses, 100 years old. and his was like the luxury one. It was like the biggest one in the whole neighborhood. So when it got tore down, I was like really sad. And then yet last night just happened to be the night I found out what they're fucking turning it into. You know what they're turning it into? Fucking drop-in center for heroin addicts. I was like, oh my fucking god, like a fucking less than a block from my house, and it's fucking massive. They're gonna have like hundreds of them there. So I'm like, where our neighborhood, when I was at the games night and talking to my friends and almost died from the lockdown, same thing, the lockdown has triggered poverty so bad in the neighborhoods where even where he lives, if his kids can't play in the park anymore. He says he takes them to the park, fucking used needles everywhere, laying all over the ground, all over the playground equipment, all over the long grass. Hundreds of them, everywhere. So he's like, his kids used to have a nice park that they lived near. Now they can't even use it. Their whole neighborhood is ruined. And he said the crime rate has just skyrocketed. It's like, it's the worst neighborhood in the city, and it wasn't even that bad before. And then I tried to console him. I'm like, man, it's not really just your neighborhood. Don't worry. It's like fucking my neighborhood too. It's all needles and heroin addicts everywhere now too. Because the government prevented people from working in the service industry and took away all their jobs and fucking took away their incomes. So it's like they gave out some sort of CERB thing for a while, but a lot of them didn't even qualify for it. So you got fucking heroin addicts everywhere now. Like, I don't know how much we've increased by heroin addicts, but it's unreal. Like, I'd say like maybe like we used to have a few hundred heroin addicts in the city, and now we're looking at like tens of thousands. So I don't know, this is fucking unreal. It's like our country is literally falling apart around us, all because of this fucking lockdown. Yeah. Oh yeah, and that was the other thing. When I got there, I was like, holy fuck, all my friends put on tons of weight. And I was like, yeah, my one friend said he even made it to almost 230 pounds. And I was like, shit, man. You were like 150 pounds fucking soaking wet last time I seen you. Dear God, that weight gain must have almost killed you. It's like, holy fuck. I don't want to get too upset, but yeah, guess what? There's even more to this story. Alright, so let's return to May for the reward. Hopefully this reward will help cheer me up. I mean, you shouldn't even say I'm down in the dumps about all this bad news. I actually got some good news, I think, out of it. That the whole chain of events, like the Chinese farmers, actually leading to something half decent, I hope. Yeah, so for years and years and years, I've been having reoccurring dreams that I got to hang out at that elementary school that me and my buddy used to go to before I got kicked out into homeschool. Oh god. Well, where's May? Is this May? No. I'll have to check. Does this say where May is? Oh, there she is, right there. Good. Oh yeah, there she is. Big red dot on the map. Lucky I found her, everything in reverse again. Found her, and then the red dot. Alright, let's take the reward. What is it? Woohoo! Oh, they gave me some skill boost. A new rank in textile. Yeah, that was kind of neat shit. As great as that was, I don't think I'll be continuing that. But let's go to that crafting terminal. It was paying out pretty good with the blueprints, no? Let's finish the Listeria, or not Listeria, Sandrunner run. I should say hi to everyone. Maybe that's why I didn't get a global. I was being so antisocial. So anyways, the elementary school we used to go to, I always had dreams that it got turned into like a community center and our whole school could get there and have a big like school reunion. I don't know, it's pretty tragic what happened. Like, when we graduated in grade 8, I probably told the story. We had this teacher come from like a big school in Toronto, and he saw how miserable our school was and how few students we had and that the whole place was going downhill. So he turned it around, and he was planning a big fucking reunion. He's like, don't worry guys, after you guys have been graduated from the school in like 10 years or whatever, I'm going to host a big reunion, and everyone can get back together and see how everyone managed to do in their lives and get back together, have a big school reunion. Because our school wasn't planning a reunion. They didn't give a shit because the school was so small and they didn't really care about anyone. But this guy actually cared. What happened when he switched schools to a new school? His wife had an affair with the gym teacher of the new school. he started drinking and he fucking overdosed. So that great teacher fucking ended up dying, and we never got our school reunion. I shouldn't be fucking so more upset about the reunion. I feel worse about the guy dying. What a way to go, eh? Find out that you're fucking been cheated on and then overdose. Oh god, what a nightmare that must have been for his family. Yeah, and he was like one of the nicest guys ever, so it's like you always gotta be careful, guys. I don't know what it is with nice people in this world, but they tend to die so young. It's really sad. Almost every nice person I knew is dead long time ago. It's like only the bitches and fucking bastards survived. That's probably why I'm still here. Yeah. That's why I don't really mind being too evil, or if you're gonna be bad, be good at it, because coin the phrase from Raven Jade's shirt, links below. So they've been debating in the newspaper for quite a while. I think some, like the police station rented it from the school board, the Catholic school board, and they were using it for SWAT team training. So they had guys rappelling off the roof and stuff. And this school is like a really old school, probably as old as our house, around 100 years or something. So it's almost built like a castle. Really nice architecture. You think it would be a fucking heritage site. It's nicer than half the heritage buildings that they fucking did save. So anyways, yeah, I guess the school they left it abandoned after the police stopped using it, and then people started complaining that heroin addicts were trying to break in and shoot up in it. So then they boarded up all the windows so that they couldn't get in. But then when the neighborhood seen the windows boarded up on the building, they started complaining to the school board about it. And the school board was like contemplating with the city who could take over the ownership, someone could rent it again. And that's the last thing I'd heard. And then next thing I know, after finding out all this bad news about my friend's house becoming a heroin addict, the school is turning Arabic, so I can't understand the fucking signs on the doors anymore, yeah, I found out our old school just got fucking deemed for demolition. So, the greatest place that everyone wanted to go and have a reunion one day, it's not only not going to happen, the reunion, but they're even going to demolish the school on us. Nicest building in the whole neighborhood, it's going down. So, I was thinking, man, I could get down in the dumps about all this, but I should try to think about the Chinese farmer tale. I was thinking, what could this possibly be leading to me that's better, and I just don't even see it yet. So, what I was thinking, when I do my vlogging series, I actually wanted to film at that school first to show everyone from my old school what has happened to the property. So I was going to go around, film it for memories and stuff, and then post it. And that's what happened, is I kept putting off this vlogging series. So I was like, shit, man, like, now I really have no choice. The fucking disc golf is all gone. Can't play because I can't buy new discs. Can't go biking because my bike is all busted and I can't even get replacement parts for it because of the lockdown. And the discs are fucked because of the lockdown too. But I was like, in the way, maybe this is the fucking kick in the balls I needed, right? Like, if I don't go and fucking film this school, like, this week, it's scheduled for demolition. And I don't know when the demolition's coming. Like, I might even walk there tomorrow and find out it's already demolished, so... Really, that's the ultimate kick in the balls, right? Yeah, that was a whole bunch of series of fucking weird news, right? I can't believe it. And our party ended up being on the 2-year anniversary of cannabis legalization. And here I'm doing fucking sober October. So I couldn't smoke weed with my friends on like the biggest anniversary ever. So I was thinking, man, everything has been going the opposite lately. But I shouldn't be fighting it because it's part of the creator's plan. What a fucked up situation. I can't believe like how many things connect. It always reminds me of that Da Vinci saying, you'll learn to see when you learn that everything connects to everything else. Yeah, what a fucked up situation. So I was thinking, I used to work for the church, did the altar boy thing, thankfully before any fucking scandals. It's like, I don't know, all the priests we had are like the nicest people you could ever imagine. So every time I hear these fucking scandals, it's almost hard to believe. But I guess it must be true. And just isolated incidents at churches I never went to, thank God. So yeah, anyways, it's like, man, I still can't believe that. Oh yeah, so I was gonna go and ask the church, hey guys, man, I used to work for you guys and I used to go to the school. Is there any chance I could like go in the school before they tear it down and just get a couple pictures for memory's sake? Because back then, like cameras and video cameras were so expensive, no one had them. Well, they did, but they were very rare. So I was like, man, no one took pictures of the inside of the school. It's all, no one has any idea, or unless you can remember what it used to look like inside. And I think that's probably a long shot because, I don't know. Well, I guess I couldn't hurt to try, but unless I end up getting the virus. No, that's what I was thinking. They might not let me inside because of the virus and shit too, or because of the pandemic. It's not really because of a fucking virus. So, yeah, I don't know. Wish me luck, guys. Maybe that's the kick in the balls I needed. That was sure one hell kick. To top it off with almost getting mugged, too. That was kind of interesting. Yeah, there was 3 of them, too. So I was like, man, 3 of them all yelling and swearing at me. I could have swore it was going to come to blows. And it was like in the middle of the night because I was on the way home from the games night. But I did have to cut the games night short so I could come back and move my uncle. So maybe that's how one tale at the Chinese farmer worked out better. It was a little bit earlier in the evening, and I bet you if it was a little bit later and they fucking needed money for heroin, even worse, they fucking would have tried something. I don't know, everyone else where you guys live, how's the lockdown affecting your countries or provinces? It's kind of interesting, like Canada, do you think is this paradise, multicultural, everything's going great? Man, it's shocking. Well, you know, it's the funny thing with the Arabic thing at the school and being completely replacing our customs, including our religion and our languages. I actually don't even mind it because I'm like, man, I'm actually kind of bored of Canadian culture at this point in my life, anyways. Like at one point, I did want to have a family and kids and raise them Canadian, but now that I don't have the plans for a family, I really don't give a shit. I'm like, go ahead, replace everyone with new cultures and people. It doesn't really bother me at all. What I was thinking is my friends that moved here from Argentina, they're really pissed about it. You know why? Because A, they spent, what was it, decades applying to legally migrate here. And now they're surrounded by people that just fucking walked in day one. They're like, oh, they can just come here, didn't have to apply, nothing. And then, oh yeah, and then they were super strict to my friend's family. They had to make sure they all spoke English, and they were promising they would never speak Spanish or whatever, German or whatever, how many other languages his family speaks. And now all these other families are just walking right in. They could speak whatever languages they want. It'd be sort of like if someone butted in front of you in line, right? Like say you waited like 7 hours in a line, and then all of a sudden someone else came and just butted right in front of you. That sort of thing. It's not that I have anything really that bad against it, but I sometimes butt ahead in lines too. Yeah, anyone want to hear my butting in line story? This one's somewhat video game related. There's a big convention that used to occur in Toronto, the Fan Expo. I think I mentioned it to you guys before. It started off with like 10,000 fans of Star Trek, expanded to anime, then they expanded to like horror, then they just expanded to fandom in general. So now there's like over 100,000 people that go. Well, one of the years, we happened to want to go to this big show. Like they have this big costume contest at the end of the night on Saturday, at the end of the show. Like the show goes through the day, and then to finish it off, they have a show at the night. Like I think it started 7 or 8 at night. Excuse me. So we went back to the fucking hotel room and just got wasted. Booze, fucking weed. And yeah, someone spiked me with mushrooms. Yeah, so we were fucking hammered, and we got carried away in the hotel room getting wasted. It almost didn't make it in time for the show, so we're like running to get there. And everyone else waited at the end of the convention and stayed in a giant line for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours so that they could be first to get into the show and get good seats, the costume contest. So here's me and my friends. We're fucking wasted and we're late, so we're like running to get to there. And there's a big escalator that goes down into where the show floor is, like where the show's gonna be. And then all the lines lined up around the escalator and all like around, and it's a fucking huge line. There must be 5,000-10,000 people in it. So what happened is the Star Wars like costume contest people, I forget what they call them, the 501st Legion. They were ahead of us on the escalator, and we were right behind them. We're like, shit, we're almost gonna miss it because we're like standing right behind the first act of the show. And we're like fucking peeking on mushrooms, right? So I'm like, oh. And then what do you know? The fucking crowd starts like giving a standing ovation, just cheering for these Star Wars people. And since we're like standing right next to them, it almost like made us hallucinate that they were cheering for us. So we're like, yeah! It's like, we're not worthy. Yeah, so that was such a wild experience. I've never had crowds of thousands of people like cheering in your direction, even though it technically wasn't for us. We're just standing right next to the people in the show that they were cheering for. But it was so funny, as the act was being allowed into the theater, they're letting the Star Wars people in. Since they had security like block a path to make sure the line stood back. And then they're letting the people on the escalator, the ones in costumes for the show, go right in. Ah, space thruster print. Woohoo! But it's only 13 clicks. Boo! Yeah, so anyways, being high as fuck, we're like, hey, instead of like going and getting in the line, why don't we just keep walking like with the security clearing us the path in, right? So what happened is a few people had clued in. They're like, hey, those guys aren't part of the fucking show, right? They're just a bunch of like wasted fucking punks, right? And there we are walking right into the fucking theater while everyone else is waiting in line. So then a few people got really mad and said, hey, those guys didn't wait in line and they got to go right in. So a fucking giant stampede starts and they push all the security guards away and everyone just rushes the door. Oh, another thruster print and 11 pen. Holy fuck. 16 clicks. Boo. So I was like, God, man, do I ever cause a lot of chain reactions, bad stuff to happen? It's like, I hope no one got trampled bad. God. Like a 5,000 person stampede all triggered by us. Yeah, so that's my story of butting in line. Sometimes butting in line doesn't always go well. Thankfully, we still made it in first. It got like front row seats. And no one tried to beat us up, so that was good too. It's a whole bunch of like science fiction nerds, so I really wouldn't be worried about getting beat up too easily. But maybe 5,000 of them. That might get a little bloody. Oh, what an adventure. Man, this crafting terminal, I don't know what it is. Maybe that's why everyone's here. So many thruster prints. Maybe someone did a huge click run in thrusters and the game's starting to replenish the supply. Holy shit, halfway through already. Alright guys, I'm going to stop this. Total what my loot has been for crafting already. And then we'll come back and after the break. Today's Butting in Line story was brought to you by Crack! Crack! It'll fuck you up. Woo! Now, if you're ever wondering like what triggering a stampede is like on mushrooms, it's pretty trippy. Pardon the pun. Now, I hope no one tripped. Just us. Man, that was so fucked too when I was on mushrooms watching the costume contest. That happened to be the year they hired a fucking belly dancer I don't know if she was a stripper slash belly dancer, but she dressed up in the hot, like, slave Princess Leia costume and did, like, a whole routine dancing for the fucking crowd. It's like, man, that was smoking hot. But I don't know what it is. When you're on mushrooms, it's like you don't really find chicks as hot. I was kind of disappointed that I was on mushrooms for that. I don't know, has anyone noticed that? Like, when you're tripping on hallucinogens, you tend to, like, be less, like, fucking mind in the gutter. It's like your mind's in the clouds. Maybe that's why. In retrospect, I was thinking, geez, that was the only time I ever regretted doing mushrooms. So I was like, man, it would have been nice to fucking enjoy that fucking Princess Leia dance a little bit more. But it was still trippy. Now, who knows, probably would have saved some awkward standing up situations. It's like, oh shit, let me sit down again for a minute. Now, it reminds me of this one time I was hanging out with this one chick, and she was from out of town, so, yeah, she was actually from Europe, too, and as for a joke, I was, like, taking her to Toronto Island, so we're checking out the island, and as a joke, I mentioned that they had a nude beach on the island. She's like, really? She's like, oh, in Europe, we all hang out at the nude beaches, so let's go, I'm dying to see it. I'm like, oh, fuck, that was a dumb idea. It's like, at the time, I was around 220 pounds, like, almost, like, obese. Well, I guess technically obese at that point. So I was, like, kind of embarrassed. I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to go to a nude beach with a girl that I just met. She's going to probably throw up. And I was thinking, too, we had been traveling together for a whole week, and I hadn't had any chance to watch any boobs on the internet. So I could just imagine when I fucking seen her strip down. Man, she was smoking hot. I was like, oh dear God, this is going to be embarrassing. So I said no to going to the nude beach. And I was like, the Dumb and Dumber realization moment. I was like, God, I could have went to the nude beach and not gotten nude and just let her get nude. It's like, what am I, a fucking idiot? Now, I still regret that decision to this day. Oh well. Who knows? I kind of got a broken heart in that whole situation anyway. So I was like, maybe it was probably for the best. I didn't see her fucking naked. My heart would have probably just died right there on the moment. Now, that was weird too. That was like the first time I ever had my heart broken bad. It was like so weird. It actually bothered me for a whole year. I couldn't believe it. It's like normally when I break up with chicks, it's like I guess I was never in love before. Because normally it was like a week or two, it didn't even bother me. But a whole year this one lasted. But it was good. At least I found the cure. All I had to do was smoke and drink my face off. Then after I fucking became a raging alcoholic, I had a new problem to deal with. Then it got my mind off of it. Oh yeah, and then I had the severe concussion right after it too. That kind of got my mind off of it also. I was like, oh fuck, now I got real problems. Yeah, so the Chinese farmer. It's like, cure for a broken heart was just a fucking crowbar to the face. Yes, was everyone got planned in Entropia? I think that Mind Fart shirt episode was a little bit too hateful on Mindark because it got a lot of dislikes. But to the credit of Avalon or Eruptor, I thought it was a funny shirt just because I like to poke fun at things. I'm not one of those people that's like all or nothing. Like you have to either love something or hate it. I'm a little of both on everything usually. I try to stay balanced to some degree. So yeah, maybe McCormick will buy that shirt. I was thinking that'd be funny if he bought it. Because it seems like his dream is to always make fun of Mindark. Now, not to poke fun at Mindark too much. Like, dear God, they make my favorite game. So if I had to rank video game companies from the ones I like best, Mindark is number one, top of the list. Even though I'm making fun of them. Yes, I don't know, like today, I guess maybe even before my rollerblades arrive, I'm going to do my first vlogging episode just on foot, because I can't afford to wait for any more time. I literally have to start today or it could be too late. So yeah, hopefully the first episode goes well. Wish me luck, guys. I'll try to spruce up the episodes as I go, adding in biking and rollerblading content. First episode will be me at my old school, so you can see what it looks like before it gets demolished. Hopefully I managed to make it there before it did. Wouldn't it be funny if I was like, yeah, that's what I should do. I should spend a lot of time going around the outside filming, and then maybe someone will see me and be like, hey, what are you doing? I'll be like, hey, can you let me in the school so I can finish what I'm doing? Or yeah, maybe that's what I could do, is I'll swing by the church while I'm walking around, just maybe knock on the door, bring my mask, and be like, hey, is it possible to take a picture of my old school before it's demolished? That'd be sweet, because I'm pretty sure I could get at least 200 views just from the people that used to attend my old school. Well, that's when we used to attend it. When I found out the news on Facebook, like right after I almost got mugged, I fucking noticed that there's people from like 100 years worth of going to that school that were commenting that they used to go there too, and that they were interested in seeing what had happened to the school before it got torn down. I'd kind of like to go into our old library and see if it still had books in it. Can you imagine that all the books from when we were kids were still in the library? It'd be like going into a time capsule, like, I guess 30 years ago. Man, that'd be pretty sweet. So I don't know, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and maybe all this situation is going to lead to something good. So I always got to keep optimistic about it, right? Like you don't want to get too down in the gutter. Boy, I've been there. Now that's what I was asking my other video. Like it looks like my city is going to either be Arabic or Chinese with all the street signs and everything, so and people working in stores. So I'm probably going to have to try to pick a new language to learn. So if anyone could either speak Arabic or Mandarin and wants to help me, that'd be cool. I don't know. For help, usually learning new languages, I usually just listen to those travel video things. Like they teach you the basic phrases so that if you traveled somewhere, you could at least have some chance of communicating with someone on a primitive level. Alright, since this terminal keeps paying out so good, I'm going to wait for a few fails. There's a decent amount of fails. No success, none. Yes! Alright, so now I'm going to put it to full. You guys can watch the ultimate happen. Failure! Excuse me. Now, it's so disappointed. I knew drinking that fucking, what is it, 2 liter, or half of a 2 liter of Pepsi. So it's like, damn, that was a lot of calories. And then eating 5 slices of pizza. I was like, oh fuck, how much am I gonna gain? And today when I got home and weighed myself, or this morning, fucking gained half a pound. It's like, dear God, half a pound for 5 slices of pizza and half a 2 liter? I guess that works out, but man, piss off. So I did not want to see that. Yeah, so guys, next episode I'm going to try to cut back a little bit today again. Hopefully I can get back on track tomorrow. Oh my fucking God. Look how many fails, right? It's like my life right before my eyes. I just gotta stop picking on myself, jeez. Look at that, a near success at full condition, and it barely gave me the amount that I normally get on the U, or the Q setting. What a ripoff. So that's one thing where people are like, oh, this crafting or whatever in gambling is like just like a casino. No. If you go to the casino and you boost the meter to like the full, usually costs more to do it. But when you hit something, it's a guarantee that it'll be more than if you had it at the beginning. But as you can see, this is not like a casino. because I boosted all the way full, and even getting a success, they still give you less. So it's way, way worse than a casino. Alright, well, they gave me a few in a row there. Let's go back to the queue. Alright, so that's my plan for Entropia, guys, is I gotta finish these last 1,000 clicks. Probably not gonna finish it this episode. But I really gotta get going for Halloween. What are we at? Fucking Jesus. Only 10. Oh, Space Thrusters again. Holy shit. Too bad, eh? Like, if I would have just kept it, was it 2 or 3 more clicks, I would have been at the full condition for that, and it was probably my global. Son of a... Or just having it at full condition would have gave me 0. I'll try to look at it like that. It's not really a guarantee that it was going to give me a good loot. It's probably changing how much loot it gives me by however much I change it anyways. Oh yeah, that's what I said. After the break, I was going to total the how many prints I got so far. Holy shit, almost up to 93 clicks of Space Thruster. That's fucking unreal. That's a good run. Can you imagine when Space Thrusters were worth, what is it, about a year ago when I first... I don't know, how many years ago did I start doing this trick? I think when, shortly after whatever these fuel cell prints came out, so I guess a few years ago at least. But anyways, back then, Space Thruster prints were selling for like 8,000 markup. So let's calculate here on my calculator what it would have been. What did I have, like 93 clicks? Come on, calculator, son of a whore. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Alright, so we'll go 0.93 times 8,000%. Let me guess, it'll be 84? Oh, 74. Pretty close. Yeah, so that back then I would have got, boom, 74 ped already just from just those freaking thruster prints. Imagine how sweet that was. Well, I shouldn't complain. If they're selling for 4,000, it's half of 74 is what? 37? So I still got 37 ped out of it. Holy crap, man. They keep giving me high fucking TT values. I love this crafting terminal. I don't know, I can't really think of any else that I used on Next Island that had anywhere close to the amount of payout this one does, right? It's like your lucky slot machine. And you guys want to hear the story of my most lucky slot machine experience? It was kind of funny. I used the Kenny versus Spenny experiment without even realizing it. My brother brought me to this casino called Allura. So we went to the Allura casino, and it's like the small town one where everyone knows each other in it. So I walk into the casino, and well, we tried a couple games, and we were having bad luck. So my brother's like, hey, let's switch over to the Chinese game. There's this one dragon game or whatever. And it was funny, because my brother was trying higher bets, couldn't win, and I kept trying the minimum bets. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to stall and get free drinks. Try to break even just doing the minimum bets. And I made a mistake. We sat down on this new machine, and when I hit the spin again button, I was thinking that I had set it to the minimum bet. But then I didn't realize, oh fuck, I forgot. We just sat down on a new machine. So the person who played it last had picked the amount, and I didn't know what amount they had picked. And it was funny because the guy who was watching the machine, like sitting next to me, he's like, oh man, the guy who was sitting there just like blew his life savings into that machine, and he was really upset and just left. He's like, you just literally sat down after he lost tons of money. And then what do you know, I had hit the spin again button, and he had it still set to the max bet. So I'm like, oh fuck, I think I had like $10 total to gamble with that day. And I fucking just managed to spin like $5 of it away in one spin. So I was like, oh no, right? And then just as I'm saying, oh no, I max bet, I fucking hit the bonus stage. And then the guy next to me is like, oh my god, you just hit the bonus stage. Yeah, so it was dumb luck. And when the bonus stage thing was spinning, I think I won like $300 off a $5 bet. So I was like, that was pretty sweet. Man, it's so sweet, man. It's even making me fucking remember the experience so much. I'm fucking tearing up over it. It was basically my biggest win at a casino ever. Other than my blackjack stories. It's like, I don't know, back in the day when I was like just turned old enough to go into casinos, they used to have $2 blackjack games. So you could bring like say $20 and have a substantial amount of tries to see if you could win some blackjack. Yeah, so that was my blackjack story. As I walked into the casino broke. I had no money. They don't ask you if you have money when you go in. I was just going with my friends and hoping to get some of the free drinks. And then my one friend's like, hey man, do you want to borrow $10 and just play a couple hands with, well, quite a few hands for $10 for $2 each. Because he's like, look, there's room at the table. We can all sit together. It'll be a great time. So I'm like, losing $10. What's the big deal? Next thing I know, playing blackjack, I was over $500. I was like, Jesus, I was getting some pretty good luck in blackjack that night. One of the blackjack stories was so funny. You know how they have the casino dealer that deals out the blackjack? And then they also have the security guys that go around. Anything shady happens, the blackjack dealers say, hey, security over here, authorize this. Yeah, so what happened was, I was getting like really fucking weird feelings in my stomach that night. You know, sometimes you get like butterflies in your stomach. So I was like, oh, these stomach feelings seem to be helping me bet. It's like when I don't feel my stomach, I don't really place too many big bets. Then all of a sudden my stomach gets queasy and I start getting the butterflies. I was increasing my bets and it was working. So I was like working my way up. And I was on a roll where I had won like 2 or 3 hands in a row. And every time I won, I'm like, double it. It's like just keep taking my winnings and doubling it, right? So it reached a huge chain of doublings. And I think from like, I started at like $2 and now I'm like over $80 that I'm doubling at. And what do you know? The dealer turns up, like, you know, you go through the cards and he shows you what you have and then you can decide if you want to hit or stay. Well, what was showing for him was a 10. So it's like there's a good chance that he had blackjack. Oh, blueprint. Woohoo! Gunnier. It's not too bad. I definitely like that better than the regular prints. Yeah, the only way this could get better is if they gave me some next island vehicle prints. That'd be sweet. Like those limited, what is it, the Krakas and the other one. Well, yeah, that was the news. Someone showed me a really good vehicle print. I'll finish it after, hopefully if I can remember after my casino story. So anyways, my doubling keeps going good, and then all of a sudden the dealer's showing a 10, and everyone's like, oh, we're gonna lose. And then it's my turn, and they're like, oh, you got hard 13. That's like the worst thing you can have, like showing in blackjack. Then guess what happens? My stomach. My stomach's like going all butterfly. I'm like, oh shit, this means I'm supposed to double it. So I'm like, double it, right? Like I take another 80 and put it in. And then the dealer looks at me and he goes, you do realize you have hard 13. Yeah. And then the funny part is, he's like, I can't even deal this without getting authorization. So he's like, he calls over. He's like, security, this guy wants to double on hard 13. Like he yelled it out in the whole casino so like everyone could hear that someone's doubling on hard 13. Yeah. No, and then anyway, so he's like, all the people they heard him say that and see the security deciding. They're like, yeah. It was so funny. Even my friends are like, "Oh man, you're crazy, right?" Oh. Yeah, sorry guys. Every time I get good news, I fucking just break down. I don't know what it is. It's fucking annoying. But anyways, so everyone's like, "Yeah." And then my friends are like, "No." So I'm like, the security's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "Let's do it." Double it. So what do you know? He turns up the card. Blackjack. I fucking managed to reach 21. I forget, what is it, 8? Yeah, 8 and 3. Oh. So that was like my biggest win ever in a hand of blackjack. I was like, man, that was sweet. Sadly, I ended up spending that money on or when I got home, on a new telescope. And I used it for years, but then it eventually broke. But I guess I got a few years out of the telescope. That's what I miss about the casino. Back in the days, you could bet for $2, so even poverty people could have a chance at winning. But now, guess how much the minimum bet at that same casino is? $20 a hand. So it's like, not only did it increase a little, but it's 10 times what it used to be. So I really never play blackjack anymore because I can't afford $20 a hand. That's like, what, 5 hands and you're already at $100. And normally the $100 is beyond what I'm willing to lose at the casino. Usually I'll lose like 50 or maybe 80, pisses me off. Once I start reaching the hundreds mark, I'm like, God, I should never go to the casino because I'm just wasting hundreds of dollars. Yeah, so I've had like very few good casino experiences, but at least they were somewhat memorable. Now the only other good one is I had a roulette win, and I think I already told you guys that story. So we'll finish the show with that item that I found out. Man, look, I didn't not pause. Definitely some boobs on the screen today. Jeez. I swear I have no idea how they got there. Must be a virus on my computer. Alright. Don't you hate it that viruses make you out to be a complete perv? Ah, there it is. Now, remember I was posting that post about what's everyone's favorite vehicle? One guy posted a really good one. A comment. I guess I should search it with my name because I'll never find it. Ah, here it is. Came up first time. Now, thank God, the search features I noticed are starting to work a little better again. Alright, so people are telling me their lists of vehicles that they like the most. And someone shared a really good one. So I figured I'd share it with everyone. And I do not see it in the comments. How is this possible? That really sucks. Here I just led up that I was going to show everyone. Found the fucking post and it's not here. Ah, here it is, thank God. It's like, sorry guys, not all my shits are or not all my stories are bullshit. Not all my shits are bull. Alright, so let's pause this. We'll come back to the global after. Well, I can't kill you to dream, right? Sometimes dreams are the only thing you have in life. So anyways, this guy, who is it, Alexander Popov, he was sharing that his favorite vehicle is this one. And look how much oil it uses, 0.05. So I was like, holy shit, yeah, that is the best vehicle for fuel consumption. I like that one, but the only thing I'm thinking is maybe the ones that I was considering crafting can fly. I don't know if this one can fly too, or if it's just land. I kind of wish it said in the description. It'd be like flying or something, but oh well. So if anyone's looking for the most amazing vehicle, looks like this exploration hover pod is pretty sick. I wonder how I can get one. I should check the auction. Yeah, let's do that right now to wrap up the show. Alright, so I promised you guys I would show you, and I tried to remember it, and I think I actually did. Hopefully it's under tailoring. So if someone wanted to see, that's what the non-colorable leggings look like. I don't know if that green thing is just my video card being turned down to low settings, but I don't know, those look pretty nice, huh? I would definitely tap that. No, I'm just kidding. I mean for a drink, right? I don't know what you guys are thinking. Alright, so these are the colorable ones, so you can change the color to whatever kind you want. How much are they going for? God, even the leggings are selling for nothing now, eh? I don't know why people would do that. Why would you craft something so hard like that to make and then sell it for nothing? Just to like drive the price down so no one else can do it? Well done. Nah, I've made that mistake before too. Like you can see on Rocktropia, fucking I sell shit for next to nothing and then curse. Oh, so the unlimited mankini print that I have isn't colorable mankinis. But maybe the other blueprint that you get from doing those limited missions is. So you could color the mankini. Because I'm pretty sure, who was it, Soul? He was selling mankinis colored in different colors. Let me check. Am I saying that wrong? No, you can color this one. Never mind. You idiot. Giving false information. Fact checkers will destroy me. Yeah, fact checkers would have a field day with my shows. Alright, anyways. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. I usually fuck up everything without even knowing. Alright, so this is the dress. Whew. That dress looks pretty sweet, eh? Only 22 ped TT value? That's not bad at all. Still selling for jack shit nothing. Well done, people. Well done. Bikinis. You know, that was probably my most saddest part this year, as I never got to see a babe in a bikini the whole year. Didn't make it to the beach once. God, that makes me sad. No, really, that's what I think about all year when I'm shoveling snow. Like, at least I get to go to the beach when it's summer and check out some babes in bikinis. But I fucking shoveled snow all summer, didn't get my fucking babes in bikinis. Damn! Oh well, hopefully next year, if I can survive this winter. Ooh, that's kind of a nice shirt. Where did I get this print? Oh yeah, from Siren. I like the low TT value. It says the shirt is limited. Oh well. I hate limited clothing. I don't know what it is, like why they would design clothes limited. So you can spend all that time, money crafting it, and God, what a failure. But the only thing is, I guess for tailors, that they want to sell the same thing over and over again. Maybe it works for them because people are going to be decaying their clothes to nothing and have to come back and buy it again. Or you could just never unequip it. So I was like, why would you want to invent clothes that people are going to be tempted to never unequip? Oh well. Don't want to get too negative. Had enough of that at the beginning of the show. No, some people from my old school are posting comments about how they want to see what's happening to the school and what's going to be put in its place. So yeah, maybe this whole Chinese farmer thing is going to work out. My first vlogging video today of the old school is going to get some viewers. Now it's going to be hard because I don't know if anyone's done acting or performance art before. Usually when you perform to a crowd of strangers, it's way easier than performing to someone you know. Because usually when you perform to strangers, you can always think in the back of your head, you're like, if I fuck this up really bad, chances are I'm never even going to see these people ever again for the rest of my life. So it's like you get less pressure. But then if you're like, oh, you have to perform in front of your family and friends and stuff, if you fuck that up, man, you'll be talking to them about it every day for years to come, right? So it'll be a little bit stressful, but it's like riding the biggest roller coaster first, or having a super hot girlfriend for your first girlfriend. Everyone after just seems easier because you've raised the bar so high. It's like I did that with roller coasters. I won the like hardest roller coaster in the whole country first when I was scared of roller coasters. And then every roller coaster after that was like, hey, I'm not scared of this. I've already been on the hardest one. So yeah, maybe like the Chinese farmer, it's one good thing that's going to come from a really shitty one. Let's hope. Yeah, sorry not to pick on all the people that I mentioned in the story, heroin addicts and different migrants. I know everyone's running into rough issues in their life, and I shouldn't be the one picking on them. Judge not, you be judged, right? Sorry for getting biblical. Whoops. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, geez, I keep forgetting everything today. Surprise, surprise! Now, if you want to help out with the Bitcoin casino, I'm at 36,414. Let's roll. Boom, 36,431. Woohoo! Really appreciate everyone who's been helping. Let's check how many referrers we're at right now. Holy shit, I got 42 people helping do spins while they're watching the shows. So a really big thanks to everyone who's doing that. You can see that once this balance goes up and Bitcoin reaches $1 million, I'll be out of my mom's basement in no time. You just wait and see. Now, I'll have to get the vlogging going. That's probably my best hope. I don't want to be depending on a lottery to get my life back together. But no, I appreciate everyone who's helping with the Patreon too. You guys rock. Society 6 is sweet. Swagbucks is discounts. GameKit is get paid to be a gamer. Hideouts get paid to watch videos. I mentioned the Fire Stick. Yeah, if you can watch Hideout and Fire Stick, it pays like 10 times more, I heard. So I gotta try to set that up and see if it's true. If anyone's tried it on Fire Stick and you confirm that it pays a lot more, let me know in the chat, please. Alright, Bitcoin is the Bitcoin casino I just did. Virtual Mate Sex Machine is for adults and ladies only, or for men only. Ladies are like, what? What? Us now? No, if ladies need a sex machine, sorry, you're gonna have to call me. I think the real machine's probably better. Now, they talked about in the future is making it work for couples so that it's women and men. So yeah, if that happens anytime soon, I'll let you guys know. What else is there? Yeah, can you imagine OnlyFans page in the future will have virtual made sex machines hooked up to them? So it's like you could virtually have sex with all your fans. I don't know who wants to do that, but who knows? Maybe that'll be the future. Future that I'm looking forward to. Alright, take care everyone. Sorry, that's pretty nasty. It's like you should only make out with half your fans, not all of them. Alright, so let's wrap it up. If you happen to get some of those new dresses, the nice red ones in your vaporizer, and red dress doesn't taste as good as you thought it would, then give the show a dislike. Or give the show a like. I'm getting the likes and dislikes mixed up. Alright, do whatever you want with the likes. Alright, and take care. Make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Worse than mine. Alright, see you later. Bye. Ooh, almost hit the wrong button again. You idiot! Here's 3 things. Have fun. Have a good weekend. Listen to the rules. We have to. Later.